Hello and welcome to the Mental Health Radio. I'm your host Adrian Kakinda, and today we are diving into a topic that might ruffle a few feathers, but only if you miss the point. Today's conversation is titled Deliberately Selfish. Yes, you heard that right. Deliberately selfish. Now, before you clutch your pearls or shake your head in absolute disapproval, allow me to explain why just sometimes being selfish is not only necessary but wise, healthy, and deeply human. I know for those who have been following me over time, you know this space here, this mental health radio, we engage in uncomfortable, honest conversations which help us to nurture our well-being. Now, let's be real. We live in a world that praises sacrifice, hustle, and endless giving. Be there for others. They say put others first. But what happens when your cup is empty? When your tank is dry? Can you pour from a dry jug? Wait. You see, many of us wear ourselves out in the name of being dependable, being kind, being helpful, until we become emotionally bankrupt. And that's the irony. In trying to be everything for everyone, we often end up being nothing for ourselves. That's where deliberate selfishness comes in. Not being reckless, not narcissism, but intentional moments where you say, today I choose me. Because self-abandonment is not a virtue, it is self-neglect. Okay, let me break it down for you. Saying no to an invitation when you are mentally exhausted isn't rude, it's restoration. Choosing to sleep in rather than answer every message isn't laziness, it's self-preservation. Taking yourself out to your favorite cafe, just you, your tea, and your thoughts, isn't being unsocial. I call that reconnection. Here is a truth bomb. You are allowed to be a priority in your own life. Sometimes we confuse love with losing ourselves. We bend so much we break. But health love, whether in families, whether friendships, even workspaces, respects boundaries. It honors your need to rest, to heal, to breathe. And let's be honest, when you are constantly depleted, bitterness creeps in. You find someone too bitter. Silent resentment will also build in. You begin to give not from joy, but from obligation. And I guess very many people listening to me right now are in that particular state of quagmire where they give not out of joy, but from obligation. And that's when relationships become transactional, tense, and toxic. But here is the magic. When you choose yourself deliberately, when you check in with your needs, protect your peace and own your limits. And when you do that, you'll actually become more available to others in a sustainable, authentic way. You've heard this idiom, charity begins at home. Well, your mind, your body, your soul, that's your first home. So what does deliberate selfishness look like in practice? 1. Blocking out time just for you. No explanations, no guilt. Saying no without long essays or emotional labor. Choosing silence over reaction. When your peace is threatened, you choose silence over reaction. Declining to explain your healing to those who weren't part of your hurting. Unsubscribing from toxic expectations. even when they put on or wear familiar faces. Let me give you this reminder as we close. The world will not end if you rest. It will not end. People will adjust if you say no. You are not failing anyone by choosing your sanity over their comfort. Sometimes the most generous, most responsible, most life-giving thing you can do is to pause and pour into yourself. So today, deliberately selfishness, I'll ask you sometimes to be deliberately selfish. Not to harm, not to abandon, but to nourish. Because only then can you offer your best to the world, from a place of wholeness, not from what's left of you. I don't know. We can keep the conversation running, and that's what I basically do. I'll go through your comments. I'll appreciate your feedback, but I would love to say thank you very much for tuning into the Mental Health Radio. I'm Adrian Kakinda. Until next time, but remember, your well-being is not negotiable. It's sacred. Bye for now.